Well, it's time. Time to see how you fall. What's up, guys? I'm Hunter, and here to do a breakdown / live reaction review to chapter 190 of Sakamoto Days, which is known as 1 in 10 to the negative 40. Is that the negative 40,000? What even is that? How does that work? Actually, it's been so long since I've had to do like serious hardcore math. What is a negative exponent like? I actually genuinely forget what that is. But okay, interesting. Last chapter. It had me very critical. It didn't help that I did not have the sword of judgment on me. But last chapter was still worthy in a roundabout way, just because I love Suzuki Sensei, and I mean, like, you gotta get there somehow. Though honestly, I genuinely think Suzuki Sensei gave up on the prison arc, which is crazy to say. I know this is so crazy to say. I'll get into that more in depth in a second. But I think Sensei gave up, and I'm glad most of y'all were cooking with me. When I was editing last week's review, I was like, oh, that's gonna sound mad controversial to everybody. Ain't no one gonna like it. But a lot of y'all are with me. And I'm gonna tackle like the one argument I saw in favor of the guards being stupid. But other than that, let's not waste any more time and let's hop right into it. Editing me. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go. What's up, guys? That guy with a pencil here. Fun fact, I do to have it on me and keep it on me at all times. And another fun fact. The one argument was, for at least for the guards and their stupidity, and I sure call stupidity, was the idea that hypothetically speaking, just purely hypothetically speaking, they saw that Tenq was passive, not a threat, pretty naive, and he could take a hit or two. So ultimately, maybe the best course of action was to bring Tenq over to their side, and not the random prisoner's side. But like, that'd be cool, that'd be logical, that'd be swaggy if Atari didn't immediately call him the Great Misfortune. She literally told the guards, our luck has run out. We're cooked. He's here. We're done. It's over. So even if he seemed passive and naive, outing the fact that you are traveling with a top secret, top priority, top of the line JA asset when you know you're escaping this prison in order to make sure you don't dare, and specifically dare to the Great Misfortune, that's still a fumble. That is not a good enough excuse. Even if they were trying to pull Tenq to the side, it was stupid to try and even mess with the Great Misfortune. The moment Atari said that, my lips would have been sealed. I would have run. I would have legitimately. I get why he attacked at first, but if Atari is like, no, we're cooked, and we just had a display like not 3 chapters ago of her brokenness, no, I'm picking her up, her little 20-pound self, and I'm gone. But that's it. The other thing I wanted to say that I mentioned in the intro pseudo preload. Whoa, what the heck? All right, I guess we're going with this line now. But another thing I want to mention, the reason I think Suzuki Sensei gave up on the prison arc is note how we never got to see B3, and now, well, maybe we're going to spend this chapter, who knows, maybe we're going to spend this chapter running down to B3, like going to do like an inverse thing where ultimately the way to get out is to go further in. But ultimately, he had Atari leave B3, and he had our cast and crew kind of skip over B2 for the most part. Especially for how much B2 was hyped up as this big labyrinth, crazy, you're going to run into a whole bunch of different characters and high tier, next level assassin threats down here. They fought like 2 people. And by they, I mean like both groups. Atari had the callback to the Good Fortune guy, which is so ironic considering her nature as the fortune teller. And they had the Antlion trio. Oh, and also the one guy who had like the lasers. So like technically they fought 3 people. But that's it for B2. Like honestly, B1 had a more fleshed out arc with Shackles and a more fleshed out callback with Boiled. Like, I don't know. I feel like we did leap a lot, and I think it's just Suzuki Sensei being like, I don't want to deal with this anymore. And I don't blame him. Once again, it's the big issue with setting up something like this is, one, as someone pointed out in last week's comment section as well, technically, this isn't even the real training arc for Shin, because he's supposed to be training under Atari. So, like, this is the filler before the training arc, ironically enough. So, that's number 1. And number 2, you don't want to introduce too many powerful characters down here and have Shin beat them, if you know what I'm talking about. Like, ultimately, Shin needs to have a point to grow from. And if he's starting to, like, wombo combo and mollywop all these, Shackles are stated to be just below the order, or at least formally in a squad that was just below the order. Like, clearly, maybe Suzuki Sensei, in slight, once again, I agree with the common consensus now around Suzuki Sensei, where, like, power scaling is kind of on their mind. Kinda in heavy quotation marks, but I do think some of that was in play where like he was thinking of the long-term balancing of Shin and ultimately introducing too many powerful characters for Shin to fight and then overcome, especially if he got down to B3, which is supposedly the most dangerous. Yeah, it probably wouldn't have been the best choice. So I think it's like a twofold thing. Maybe it's half Suzuki Sensei wanted to keep Shin balanced and half Suzuki Sensei does not want to explore more of the prison. Considering you can do like everything this prison has to offer outside of this. And we haven't even gotten to the training arc. But enough of my incessant yapping. Let's hop right into chapter 190. Oh, you were lying, Shin. You're actually friends with Ataru Sakamoto. How scary. See, like, knowing Tenq now, knowing that he's, like, very, not necessarily simple-minded. I wouldn't even say naive. Like he's clearly, like, the moment he heard that information, he didn't even question anything. Like, he was just like, oh, okay, you're wrong, you're lying. You're not a main character, so I can't hit you, but bang! Or no, you are main character, so I can't hit you. I'll hit the non-main character. The non-name, I forget the guy's name already, but Mr. That's spoilers, I won't say. But like, Mr. Bisected. But I wonder if he's genuine about this. Like, how scary? As in, like, he genuinely does find shit a little bit concerning. Or if it's like, how scary? Like, oh no, I'm in so much danger. Hold still. Better make you spread it. But let's see. Wait, thank you. We don't want to fight you. Oh, it's too late for that. It's too late. Y'all just had to fumble this bag. You fumbled the bag, dog. The bag, it's dropped. It's on the ground. It's rolling. You gotta fight now. Shin, think of the training, bro. Think of the training. The one thing I'll admit, she should be like a horrific matchup for Tenq. I don't know how, but she should be a horrific matchup. And the main reason I say that is because we've seen that even complex multi-stage attacks are really difficult against her. Like, the callback to the good luck guy. He had set up that entire room with traps. He had multiple different spear throws. He did all that, and she dodged them all. And also retaliated in time. Now, of course, am I saying that good luck guy from the Sakamoto's past arc is as powerful as Tenq? Most likely not. Maybe it depends on whether or not you think, since he's the successful version of what the orphan kids were meant to be, for some reason, the orphanage name is the Alkmaar Orphanage Kids. He's the successful version of what they were meant to be. Maybe that's meant to imply that he's the most dangerous or the most powerful, or at least up there. But even still, his attacks have massive DPS once they hit you. He's going to struggle to hit Atari. That's the main thing. Unless Atari's abilities can be power crept, which I presume they can be. I mean, like, maybe. It'd be kind of crazy if she just legit was secretly number one in the verse, because a lot of our top tiers and even like our god tiers are based on very narrow attacks. Like, think of like our top 3 strongest characters in the verse: Prime Sakamoto, Takamura, and Uzuki Takamura. They're all, while they have massive scale to their attacks, ultimately they still like normally need to hit you somehow. And the repercussions of the environment are a thing that they can do with their attacks. Ultimately, they still need to hit you, kind of, sort of. Like I said, I think the only characters we've seen in universe that would be like hard counter to someone like Atari is Club Jam and Carolina Reaper. That brother duo would have probably been lethal if only for the almost like full AoE nature of their attacks. Then again, who knows? We'll see. Tenq's like, I don't care if you don't want to fight me. Shin, you're about to spread it. Okay, we're not. Oh, what? Darn. I mean, I know he has the prediction hacks, or he has the mind reading, but that's actually still impressive. Like, obviously, Tenq could definitely be holding back, and I still have no idea where he's pulling these arrows from. Like where are they coming from? Is he yanking around his butt? Like, where are you getting these from? But the fact that Shin was able to dodge and react to that at point blank range, Tenq, that's a little bit embarrassing, man. That's a little bit embarrassing. Which you're the perfected version. You're what they were going for, and you're getting dogged on by Shin. Okay, of course, though, like Shin, like he's not fodder. I wouldn't say that, but like I still don't think current Shin is anywhere near current Sakamoto, who's clearly nowhere near order level. I know people don't like me saying that. In fact, I ran that poll a little bit back, and people, I think a majority of that poll are saying no, Sakamoto is order level, but like. With the Taurus fight reinforcement, he's lost 5 times in a row, and he hasn't even bothered trying to fight any of the other order members, which at least to me implies that he thinks that Taurus is the only safe one to actually fight. If he runs into any of the other ones, he knows he's kind of cooked. Like, remember, the only reason Nagamo, and Shin escaped that last time is because of 1, Shin's new ability, and 2, because Nagamo was stated to be the second best fighter in the order before the whole end of the museum arc. Meaning he would naturally scale above most of the remaining order members. So, current Sakamoto probably still dog walk Shin, and then Shin is there beneath Sakamoto, who's beneath the order. And Tenq is supposed to be relative to the order. So, like, this is a little bit funky. But let's see how they box, because Tenq is most likely being very casual right now, with a smile on his face. Oh, okay. Hey, you know, I have consistently said, and obviously I know the Heisuke fans have been like, oh, pencil, we know. But I've consistently said, I don't even know what Heisuke is doing in this Archie. Like, I have no idea. Why is he here? But from his legendary aim to him getting a spagooter to him clutching up right here, not like, hey, he's just like, of course he had his rough moment against Shackles, but so far, for a guy who's been super out of his element, like insanely out of his element, he's really been cooking. Like, I gotta respect his name. Huh? Thank you. I'm sorry I lied to you. Wait. What is Heisuke's voice? Is it Surfer Dude? Why am I blanking on Heisuke's voice? I'm Thank you. I'm sorry we lied, yo. Let's talk this over. I'm going with that. Though I feel like there's a slightly different inflection on Heisuke's voice. I don't know why my brain is glitching on it. Let's see. Heisuke, get back! Yeah. Oh, so he does. They are legitimate arrows. It's just that he launches them that hard. Where are you pulling these from? Oh. No, but still, where are you pulling these from? Ooh, what is this? Wait a minute. Okay. So he has it in his hand. He squeezes it. It ends up at his... Ooh, what the heck? It ended up at his feet? Okay, that's pretty metal. I ain't gonna catch it. That's pretty metal. Honestly, I do find the idea of, like, feet dexterity extremely impressive. You'd be like, whoa! Pence, what do you mean by that? And let me explain. So, personally, I try to use, like, my ground walkers all the time. Like, not ground walkers. Well, I guess, yeah, call them ground walkers. I try to use my ground walkers all the time. Like, if something's on the floor, like, say it's an article of clothing, I typically don't bend over to pick it up. I'll just grab it with my toes and then just lift it up. So, like, I do understand the importance of toe dexterity. And it's why I always joke about, like, my toes being curled. Because I keep them active all the time, and sometimes they do literally be curling. And the ability to launch the arrow down, catch it between his toes, and then press this steel band. Like, it's legit harder than steel. If you remember, like, this cord alone is extremely powerful. And for him to be able to lift up, balance on one leg, pull back inversely, and aim perfectly at Heisuke's head, all in a matter of seconds before Heisuke could even do anything, that's a pretty impressive dexterity feat. A toe dexterity feat, no less. But golly, let's see. How's Heisuke going to survive this? Is that bad, though? Then again, this is most manga. Like, you know, somehow they're gonna get out of this. Somehow they're gonna, like, no matter what happens, Suzuki-sensei doesn't have the goal. Right? And, like, you may be like, Pencil, didn't you say the same thing about Takamura? But, like, Takamura was never a main character. Takamura was a side character of side characters. And I love Takamura. I glaze Takamura. I will forever glaze Takamura. My glorious king. I'm still coping. I'm still straight coping and hoping that man literally was the rumor. He was the myth. And ultimately, there's just gonna be a kid one day dragging a katana on the ground. He's going to be mumbling to himself. And I'm going to be like, he has returned. Or just a random old man gets taken over one day and picks up a katana. But regardless, he's not a main character. But Heisuke's a main character. So, like, he's got to survive this. And that's the unfortunate thing, right? I'm going to have to, like, mentally justify it. And I know a wise person once said in the comments, do not power scale Sakamoto. Because it doesn't make sense. But it's a battle manga, no? That sounds like Heisuke. But it's a battle manga, man. I want a power scale. It's in my blood. I'd be power scaling romance manga, no? Power scale, I power scale me. So, like, you know, like, low-key, I'm thinking prime me still probably beats current me. But current me dog walks me from 6 months ago. But me from 2 years ago probably puts up a better fight against me, but then still loses the power. Like, I power scale myself, gosh darn it. So in the middle of the battle mode, I want a power scale. And things like this, where Heisuke's able to die. I know he gets warned by Shin, but still. Tenq's shown him to be so fast with his shots that he, like, literally perception blitzes these guys over and over and over again. But now that their lives are actually in danger, suddenly Tenq's speed drops massively. Though what I'll do to mentally justify it in my own head is that Tenq has grown some sort of attachment to these people. Even if only temporarily, even if only minorly, he does have some sort of care for them, unless he is massively suppressing himself and is not going anywhere near full output, full strength, full speed, or anything. Considering how powerful he's been shown to be, I don't think it would make any sense for Shin or Heisuke to genuinely scale to him. I only think he's holding back. Kind of like the whole Haruma situation all over again, where ultimately Haruma was really never in danger by Shin if he took him remotely seriously, but because he was holding back a whole bunch on Shin, he could take a whole bunch of lethal damage and stuff like that. I'm assuming the same things here with Tenq. For the sake of my sanity. Let's see. Ooh, he leaps.
Hey, what's along the commotion today?
Oh, you picked the worst, the genuinely worst time. The worst time to appear, to speak, to exist. Where did you even come from, dog? And like, look at that. Like but once again, man, if there's one thing Suzuki Sensei can get, it's creative, dog. Like, how do you even think of it? To pull the bowstring back, it says the bowstring's made out of some sort of extremely tight material. He doesn't even need the arrow. He just, and then snipes the head off. And then that's even cleaner. Using the splattered juice as a smokescreen on Shin. Unfortunately, it shouldn't be, like, at least for Shin, that shouldn't be too relevant because he can still read thoughts. And while Tenq's thoughts may be a lot cleaner and more refined than the average warrior, if he's already able to like react to Tenq at point blank range, now that Tenq's putting some distance in, even if there's blood on Shin's eyes, he should be fine. Let's see. Yep. Where is he pulling these arrows from? Ding, boom. Yeah, okay. So he activated Future Sight, dodged it. He dodged again. Shin must be the one with the ASP. Yep. He's getting good with it.
Tenq, chill.
Oh no, arrows. Wait. Oh, so you've actually run out? Oh, no arrows. But where were you? That's the thing. Where were you? You were naked. Where did you pull these from? Well, maybe they were in his pack, but like, where are you storing them? Oh no, no arrows. The coldest things that ever happened in this manga, though. It's always involved when someone pulls out the Flaguter. And then they immediately get it used against them. But still, like, this is extremely cold, right? Like, don't get me wrong. Heisuke firing the shots. And Tenq using the bow to use the bullet as an arrow. Like, that's crazy. But I still think I gotta take Takamura's is even crazier just because, like, he literally sharpened his katana with it. But still, this is a crazy play. Once again, going to dexterity, going to perception, even going to timing, right? Because, like, he pulls back before the bullet even reaches him. So this is actually a pretty impressive feat because before he's pulling at the bowstring, Heisuke's fired. So somebody count this. What's the distance between these two? And then how fast would he have to move his body in order to, completely perception blitz this bullet, essentially, in order for it to literally just become one of his own weapons? And he launches it back. Ooh, did he hit it? Oh, this guy. You're not in any real danger, bro, but like, ooh, he actually got hit. Ugh! He free-directed my bullet with his bowstring? Yo, that's crazy. Anything that can fly can be an arrow. True. I mean, not wrong. Like, anything that can fly and fit in a bow, I'd say. Because, like, I mean, maybe with enough force and willpower and human determination, you could, like, bowstring a human being. You have to be a really big bow, though. Like, because anyway, a human being can't fly. You have enough draw strength, you could possibly do it. But, like, after a certain point, you just be throwing javelins. Well, let's see. He's good. You don't say. Let's see. Seamless close and long distance combat. Tenq's fighting style is full of surprises. Such as the surprise that pencil can't read. Oop. See, like, okay, see? Yeah, for my sanity, he's holding back, dog. Like, not only do I think if he wanted to headshot Heisuke here, he easily could have, I also think he could have legit, because he goes and hits Shin with the blunt side of the bow. Strangely enough, Ataru's not. Well, then again, I guess she has no reason to engage yet, and maybe her guard is taking her away. But he very easily could have done what he did here to this guy to Shin if he really wanted to, but he blunt smacks him away. So I think Tenkyu's holding back. He has some sort of connection to Heisuke and Shin. So ultimately, I think their real goal here isn't actually to beat Tenq, but to like actually get him to listen to them and find favor with them. Because I think he still is just he's too high above them for now. I don't think it'd be realistic for them to overcome him, even together. Especially considering Shin only has his abilities at current, and Heisuke is without his appropriate type of weapon. Even though he does have a Spagooter, it's not the Spagooter he's used to. He doesn't have Peace Skate. Like ultimately, I think they need to just talk no jutsu Tenq somehow, or Atari has to come in and clutch it. We'll see. Ugh. Woo! Stop. Oh, so he does. Oh, interesting. Did he use that? Who did he use it on before that caught my... I thought he used it on Tenq. But maybe he didn't. Interesting. Oh, that's even cool. So he bursts out the window, takes the frame of the glass he burst out of, and then launches it at Shin. I can't freeze him? Why? I mean, you couldn't do the same to Kendaka either. Like, I think after a certain point, which is crazy... And, like, technically, I guess the verse does have a power system because ESP is technically a power system. But, like, I think after a certain point, Shin, your abilities just get cliffed. Which is crazy because it did work on the order. Oh. It did work because it worked on Tanabata. And also, I think it worked on Osodagi and Kamihite too. So, like, maybe it's just an off-guard thing. But since he knows you have ESP, he likely is just able to take... But again... Kendaka was just able to no-sell it too. So I don't know. It may be a power thing. It may be a mentality thing. I don't know. He has a perfect mind, though, apparently, for his role. So maybe he's literally on autopilot. Maybe it's straight muscle memory. Like, ultimately, even if his brain told him to stop, he's like... But let's see. Atari clutching up? Oh, it's the most boring answer. Oh, no. I mean, maybe not. But, wait a minute. How fast are these characters? How hard did she leap out that window, dog? Before Tenkyu's shot could reach Shin, she leaped out the way and grabbed... What? Like, am I the only one who's getting blown away by these speed feats? This is a nice little image. Is this thumbnail material? How can I slot my face in? I would need... This would be the right panel. I need something for the left panel. Has anything been left panel material yet? This is cool, but I don't think so. We still got a little bit over half a chapter. Ooh, this could be left up in material. I mean, I can slide my face in right there. Who knows? Sometimes the game of life is all about finding thumbnail material. But let's see. Ataru gets her hands on her boyf. It's okay. Ignore his attacks. Just focus on me. Well, it could still... I mean, I'm holding out hope and hope. I literally confirmed it like a few chapters back when she like mentioned her type, and I looked up the guy who she was referring to. It was literally just Shin. It was Shin's design. It was a real human being that was Shin's design. But interesting. Just focus on me. And I mean, technically, this is the perfect way to start his training, right? Because like this is literally what he needed. And it looks like Shin's a little starstruck already. He's like, whoa, wait a minute. Maybe I am her knight in shining armor, even though I'm fodder right now. Let's see. He's tearing... maybe it's metal, maybe it's not. But he is freakishly strong. And he's doing all of this in midair. What are you made of? What are they feeding you back home? Let's see. You're in the way! I do like how the smile has not left his face, though. He's still so happy. But then again, what happened? What happened to that initial... Am I tweaking? What happened to that initial shot that he launched here? Am I missing a page, dog? Because, like, this should have hit something, right? Am I insane? Because it doesn't look like it hit Shin. Like, I see this impact point here. Did he miss? Like, I had no clue. Yeah, because there's nothing here. Oh. See? That's what she would have... Okay, so a lot of y'all are right. I made that poll. Y'all are right. Yeah, that's how he did have to... It's like she would have to be the one to clutch up here. Because look at that. Since he needs to hit her, that's it. It's locked. He does not have AoE. He specifically, unless she's like maybe on a surface and then the arrows hit near her. But even then, who knows? Probably not. Just based on how we saw the other last person who had javelins and spears thrown at her. But that's insane. Thank you. Another like high tier, no doubt. Just gets absolutely not. He's not even grazing her hair though. You know how much hair that, and he's not hitting either of them. She's cracked. Now I need to know who can beat her. Who can beat her? Like, I headcanon Carolina Reaper, but he's cooked. And I headcanon, and I mean cooked, like Osonagi literally slicing the ribbons. And I theorize Club Jam. I think they captured him and like ruined his hands. So, like, clearly we're not going to see that either. But who's sold on her? Who is doing anything? She may just be number one in the verse, if solely for the fact that she cannot be hit, and it depends on how the retaliation works. If she manages to do something to thank you with her abilities, like look at the scale of this hair, not a single one's even getting grazed. But if she manages to like do something in retaliation to thank you, or her luck backfires on him, like basically Fuko from Undead Unluck, if we get a reverse on that, and it just smacks thank you in the face, dog. She may be number one in the verse. Even above Uzuki Sakamoto at the moment. Like, she may just be built like that. But let's see. Huh? Not a single arrow hit. Unreal. It feels like we're okay. With my lucky item, my fortune today is extraordinary. All my wishes will come true. Please tell me it's Heisuke, dog. I mean, like, it could still be Shin. Please tell me it's Heisuke. Darn! And they landed straight into the garbage. Hey, why did you... Oh, what is that? Oh, she destroyed the bag herself. What are you doing? Metal scraps? The chances of life emerging on Earth were 1 in 10 to the negative 40,000. I mean, like, it is true. Because I think... then again, it's apparently the government said aliens are real. I don't know. But, like, if you go with rare earth theory, it is insane. Like, relatively speaking, for how old the universe is and how young life is relative to the universe, it is absolutely absurd. Like, water happened, which is crazy to think about for one, and then we happened from water. Like, what do you mean? like, it is genuinely insane that we as humans exist, or even living beings. Forget humans. Forget highly intelligent, complex life that has managed to leave its own planet, which so far we know none other have been able to do. But, like, life in of itself, the plants, the animals, we're also animals. Like, the fact that any of us exist is insane. A probability of a probability of a probability is wild. It's wild. And so far as we know, unless I'm mistaken, I need to do more research. I haven't tapped into the astronomy part of my brain rot for like a hot minute now, so I'd have to drastically double check everything. But I don't think we found aliens. I don't think. So far, rare earth theory is kind of it. Despite knowing that out there in the grand scheme of the universe, there are multiple other Earth-like planets. So far, they haven't been proven to have life. We are just here on this one little blue planet, which is crazy. Let's see. Huh? What is she doing? Equivalent to the chances of putting the parts of a watch in a bag and shaking it and having them reassemble inside the bag. Really? I guess so. What are you... In other words, we're insanely lucky. Shin reaches in by instinct. Is this the top two duo? Astronomically what? What? My favorite. I have the exact same Shin. This is this is the perfect face because me too. What? Random metal scrap, garbage, pulled together, and like, why does it look clean too? Like that, you could show me this panel, and I'd be like, oh, he just randomly got one, or he got Heisuke's. No, that's scrap metal. What? Astronomically, in fact. Shin, me, Tenq, we're all confused. A spagooter. How on earth did she? Boom. What the? Golly. Yeah, she's broken. She genuinely may be number one in the verse. This is absurd. This is and where did her guard go? Did she get off screen? But this is genuinely absurd, dog. What? A gas explosion. Was that luck too? Oh, but he lands. Okay, so he took very little damage. But they got away. Where's Heisuke though? Wow, the real fortune teller is mind blowing. If I get a hold of her, maybe Kay will be happy. But I don't think you can. I think, like, unless somehow they can overcome her ability. Right now, I'm buying the hype. She's snapped. She's the most broken character we've seen. Like, how did she even do that? How did she do that? How was that such high velocity? How did that hit the perfect for, like, and they escaped? The only thing I'm worried about is my glorious King Heisuke. But, like, other than that, wow. Clutched up insanely. Maybe we are still going to the third floor, though, I guess, unless we're running on the escape path. But overall, W chapter, golly. I was not things I was not expecting. I mean, I guess I expected that ultimately they weren't going to be able to beat Shin, and that's how I would have to clutch out, but not in this way. Not in this way, in the fact that she would prove to be this broken. Now, of course, the question is, what's the other half of the thumbnail? I already see the vision. I have the thumbnail in mind. I would do this. I would do this as a thumbnail. But I do want to save that. I'll save that. I'll have the two obvious pieces of thumbnail material though. We got it. Thank you, Sugi Sensei. Easy thumbnail time. But if you've been all the way to the end of this video, leave astronomically. Astronomically. Like the word she said, astronomically lucky, but just astronomically the word in the comment section down below. I did thank you so much for watching. Please remember to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you hit that little notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, I do happen to have a Patreon down below where you can support me for as low as $1 a month. Things like exclusive videos, early content, and more. You also now become a member of the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. So those perks include the live reactions over the series I am to review, and free variations of all my videos, and becoming $25 Patreon or $25 member, you can order whatever video you want. Also, I do have a link to my Ko-Fi in the description down below where you can drop 5 things for a short video, 20 things for a long video, or any bees at all. Any support is always greatly appreciated. Now, I'd like to thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is Dak with the pencil, writing off.
I'd like to give a thank you to our $3 members, Zara, Greyhound, Eternal Flame, Red Wolf 4765, Astro, Brandon Payne, Glacier XZ, and G Prosper. And I'd like to give a thank you to our $5 members, A+A, Ignil Lind, Kevin Encarnacion, Midnight Lord 21, and Sean. And I'd like to give a thank you to our $7 members, Fine, Austin Wimberly, Uchiha, and Yuki Ally. And I'd like to give a thank you to our $10 members, AZ Void, J Warrior, and Robbie Uchiha. And I'd like to give a big ol' thank you to our $10 patrons, Overlord Zero, Waki Munoz, and Idem Okami. And I'd like to give a final, gracious, gargantuan thank you to our $100 That Guy with a Pencil tier patron, Calvin Elder.